Why would you?
What have you got to say, Andre?
I have nothing to say.
What's the scoop here? I haven't heard any good news here lately. Tell me about your gluing process, at least.
Well, right now I'm just gluing the top my rubber for forehand and backhand, which
you can't do much longer here, or is
no? Actually, I can't. I have to get rid of it at the U.S. Open.
Okay.
Because they're gonna start testing for international competition, so we all have to get. At least the Paralympic team has to get all new blades and new rubbers.
You going to a faster blade?
Not a faster blade. It's just anything that's had VOC.
On it? It'll test?
It'll test positive for it.
Okay.
And after one of the guys from Hong Kong blew his racket 6 months earlier with it, tested positive there for it.
Okay.
And so we're not going to take the chance. We're just going to get all new equipment.
So you're going to use the same blade then?
Yeah, same blade, same rubber and stuff, but...
What kind of glue then?
It's going to be a water-based glue.
Okay.
And they're supposed to have it in stock.
That like Millennium stuff? Is that water-based?
I use Stiga stuff, so I think it's whatever they're using that's water-based. I know T-Bar has a water-based glue out they've been using for like over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you used it at all or not?
I haven't used it, but I hear it takes, you have to glue it like 12 hours in advance, 24 hours in advance.
Yeah.
So that can make it kind of difficult. So I'm thinking about just not gluing it all. Just put it on and just play.
And what's Eric using here?
Killerspin glue.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I actually don't know the name of the glue, but
was that a water-based one then, or no? Now, do you have to use the?
The way I understand it is that they're going to start enforcing the rule, testing for it in September of 2008. That's the way I understand it. I don't know if that's accurate, but I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I'd heard that. I heard they had changed it at the Worlds or something. I don't know.
What's that?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted.
I heard the same thing. Disappointed with About.com that I don't
like their logo or
no, not the logo. It's like the table tennis, like the forum over there. It's like I really don't understand it. I mean, it's like you report stuff that you hear people test positive. And I talk about Barney Jr. and then they want to shoot me. It's like I go to countless tournaments internationally. I've never got in trouble at any tournaments. I mean, I maybe in like 15-year, 20-year career, I've gotten maybe one yellow card. One yellow card internationally, maybe.
Well, what was that for?
Actually, it was the first tournament was at the Worlds. It's like my second tournament. I lost a point or something, and I was like really upset. And so I picked up the ball and I just slapped the ball. Okay. It went towards the scorekeeper, and I really wasn't trying to hit the scorekeeper. It didn't hit him, but it went in this direction. Yeah. They gave me a yellow card for it. And my intent is that if I was trying to hit him, I'd say that I was trying to hit him. It's the only thing I've ever gotten a yellow card for. And
what does that have to do with About.com?
Well, no, the point I was trying to make was that I talk about Barney Jr. and they're like, well, why do you always talk about Barney Jr. for? Because I go to disabled tournaments and all I hear is, you know this guy Barney Reed? I mean, like, I'm hearing this at disabled tournaments in Germany, Slovakia, Ireland. That's all they want to talk about is the ugly American. And then they go like, well, why do you get upset? Why do I get upset for? It's like, I don't want to hear that shit when I go abroad. It's like, this guy's on our national team. But I guess it's okay though, because they're the first family of table tennis to read. So I guess it's okay to just do whatever you want to do and break all kind of rules that you want. Like today, I went to the Olympic Training Center. They cleaned out my ears since I was there. And so I hear...
Where is that? Is that in Chula Vista?
Yeah, Chula Vista. Yes, I hear an article today. Go like, oh yeah, some table tennis player tried to fill out a TUE form. That's for when you want to get exempt for taking certain medications. Like I take Advil and Combivent, and and I have to fill out a TUE form for that, so I don't test positive. Well, apparently, I don't know who, table tennis player tried to fill out one for marijuana use, and they started laughing. Like all the branches of USSC was laughing. Like, who'd be dumb enough to fill out a marijuana for a TUE form, and then think it's gonna pass? But they're like, oh, we heard this guy tested positive already once before. So that's what I heard. So
No, where'd you hear that?
I can only.
I said, now who'd you hear that from?
Well, I heard it I was at the training center. That's all I'm going to say. What I heard. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to put the person who said it in jeopardy. But I'm at a training center and I'm hearing stuff like this. You know, that's within the Olympic family. And this is the stuff you hear. You go out there and you hear something about table tennis. I play table tennis. Oh, he already tested positive. Yeah, you guys tested positive in table tennis. So what? I think that's bullshit. I mean, I like the sport too much for that. You know?
Now, are you upset when there's some incident with Tall and getting busted for some marijuana use there? Or just possession or something?
I know what you're talking about. Am I upset? Yeah, I was upset. I'm upset that Tall would put himself in a position that he'd do something so stupid to be with two other people. From the story that I heard from Tall, is that he was hanging out with Barney Reed Jr. and Lee McCool. And apparently allegedly Lee had a bag of marijuana and the cops pulled him over. And Lee was the driver, so it was going to arrest him. Then Barney and Tall started saying it was theirs. In the end, Tall took the rap for them. And he said he wasn't even smoking and didn't smoke. Yeah. And so now he has like a felony charge, and it's like, he can't even get a good job now. I mean, he was working for the New York school system, making really good money, and they did a background check on him. He can no longer work for the school system. So yeah, I think that sucks for him. And then how can you call somebody that would ask you to take a rap for them, so he can go to the World Championships? I think it's just bullshit. The USDTA board can't say they don't know. Sherry bailed his ass out of jail in Baltimore.
How much did that cost?
Well, to bail him out? I don't know what the bail was, but again, like, I don't think I can get away with all of that. I mean, I'd love to. Like, hell, if you're going to let people bend the rules, let me be the first. But I can't, so that's why it upsets me. That I have to follow the rules that everybody else don't. I have to fill out TUE forms every year. I don't want to. I have to report to USADA where I'm at.
How often do you get tested for?
Anytime they knock on my door, they can test you as many times as they want.
How many times have you been tested in the last 2 years?
I haven't been tested in the last 2 years. The last time I was tested was probably about 3 years ago. Eric, when's the last time you were tested?
Right before the Worlds, they came to my door. So, a couple weeks ago.
They just draw your blood there?
6 a.m., knocked on my door. Yeah, they don't mess around.
You need a sample.
Yep.
Was that a urine or blood test?
Semen. I mean, blood. I mean, it was...
He's videotaping this. This will be online.
You have to delete that part.
Oh.
So you had some sailors at the apartment. Is that what you said?
No, it was a standard urine test.
Yeah.
It was easy.
With his wide ass, child-rearing hips, start giving advice. I knew the guy when he lived in New Jersey. He was barely fucking 1,500, and now I go in a news group and he's giving out advice about rubbers and different stuff. This is the dumbest guy I know on the earth. As many lessons that he's taken for table tennis, and he's still barely 1,800, maybe 1,900. What a loser! What kind of idiot are you? And he wants to teach our kids at school? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's like, do you want him teaching your child? He's been taking lessons for 20 years, and he's still barely 1,800. Anybody that's been playing table tennis for over 10 years and can't get over 2,000, well, in my opinion, it's just mine, is an idiot. especially if you're a healthy young man and you have no physical challenges.
Now, do you remember your top 10 list for this year? Could you run that down for me?
My top 10 list for this year. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember it, but I could try to shoot it off the top of my head. I'll probably get people that weren't on there that should have been on there. I think I had Alexander Karakovic, number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's supposed to be a world-class player, yelling at.
I think there was something with a U or something, some different name. Was it?
U.
Maybe. Or, some name I hadn't heard of before. A dude or something. I don't know. Yeah, I saw.
Karakovic is definitely on the list. No, he's yelling at Joey Cochran and like physically trying to intimidate and threaten him. And he's supposed to be a world-class player. Like, look, who are you to question my son? Like, who are you? He's supposed to be a professional, and you're like yelling at a 15-year-old? Like, what kind of jackass is that? But that's okay, though. You know, he's a world-class player, so what? I guess that goes along with the Reed symptoms. We're above the law.
I saw Steve Berger was on there. What was?
Oh yeah, Steve Berger. I can't stand his ass. What a slide bucket. A sleazeball. Him and Marty Reese were both of them. I can't stand neither one of them. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were lovers and they had a lover spat and they broke up. I can't stand either one. It just makes my blood boil just thinking about them. Ugh.
Now, do you think can Steve Berger beat you in table tennis?
Probably. Oh. But that has nothing to do with. If that was
with a hard bat, he plays with hard bat. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, if that was the case, then I'd hate 90% of the people that play table tennis. But I don't. I like Eric. He could beat me.
Now, when I went to the Baltimore Teams there, I was scheduled to play you, but you didn't show up. I was wondering.
Was that the last day?
It was. I'm not
First
sure what
day.
It was. I think you were there that day. I'm not sure what happened.
Did you have on your costume?
No. This was like in 2000. This was in May of 2000.
This is in Baltimore.
Towson, or that.
Towson.
The Eastern Open.
Eastern Open.
2000.
Probably what happened is, being honest, I probably just lost to somebody lower than me, and I was probably pissed off.
Oh.
So I just called it a day.
All right.
I mean, it has nothing to do with you. It's just.
I was just wondering if you had dodged me for a reason or not.
No. Usually when I get my ass kicked, I'm not in a very pleasant mood. And I guess people think I get my ass kicked a lot because they all seem to think that I'm never in a pleasant mood. But that's not true. I'm a very likable guy.
Now, have you, back in those days, I think you could serve off the sides there.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of strategy would you use when you're playing somebody who's serving off the sides and an able-bodied?
Oh, an able-bodied? Well, they can't now, so.
Yeah, no. What did you do back then?
Well, back then it was like, if they set up, if it's a right-handed player, they usually set up on the left-hand side of the table. Mm-hmm. And so if they're going to serve me wide, it was difficult to serve down the line to me wide. Yeah. So they have to be only backhand. So I would sit further to the backhand side. And that actually would play into my strength because I could do more with that ball than I could the forehand ball. Okay. And then I would just take the attack, and then that would be the end of it. Unless they was just better than me. It didn't really matter.
Okay, now anybody else you'd like to cover on your top 10 list there?
Ali Salam. There's another piece of work. He probably was number 1 on my list.
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's an
umpire
who's an umpire referee who's a complete asshole. I mean, he's got such a issue with authority. He wants people to respect him, and he's nothing more than a pig, a disgusting fucking pig. I can't stand him. He's somebody else too. It makes my fucking blood boil. Fucking slime bucket. Oh!
Now, what did you say? He did something to you?
It was just himself. I mean, you mean other than he went to the Worlds? and rigged an election as a USTA
okay.
official.
That was, yeah.
And then he came back, and then people said, "Oh, it's okay." I mean, why should you talk about that? That somebody who represents the USA has gone abroad and got busted rigging an election for the IGTF. But why do I want to talk about that for? Why would the members want to know about that? It happened, so what do you want to bring it up for? Because the guy's a fucking loser, that's why. It's disgusting. It's wrong.
Okay, well, one more here. Anybody else there?
Yeah. Marco Barillo. You're a disgusting, foul individual. When you shut your trap and stop giving advice, you are the master of the fucking obvious. You obviously know nothing, you loser. Good day.
Thanks, Andrew.
I think I hit all my highlights. Oh yeah, so Ben had the nerve to talk about me, so I told Ben about his stuff. It's like, hey, come on, Ben. You smoked marijuana with Barney, you just outran the cops, and you were here in San Diego last time, and then you're out here cheating on his wife. And it's like, what kind of moral person would cheat on his wife? I mean, how you gonna set up standards and you're out here cheating on your wife and stuff?
Now, Alan said he was afraid there might be some gunplay there after that remark at this tournament. What do you think?
I suspect that Ben will probably be looking for me this tournament. So if I was you, I'd keep your camcorder handy because Ben might want to beat me up. But
Now, have you ever been beaten up by anybody?
Well, people have tried, but unsuccessfully. I tell them like I tell everybody: don't let the fucking wheelchair fool you.
Now, Marco was telling me there was some guy that you like stood up and like smashed his head down or something.
Yeah, a couple of times. I beat up a few people from New Jersey who came up to me and was going to attack me. It's like, what do you think? I'm just going to sit here and take an ass whooping? If you want some ass, you got to bring some to the table. If you want some, you got to give some to get some. That's just my philosophy. I'm sorry. What do you think, Patty?
No comment.
I'm not a violent person, but I will defend myself. Violence just begets violence. I've never attacked another man first before in my life. But I've always defended myself very adequately.
Did I come at a good time?
No, you missed it.
Now, do you hear a lot of this from Andre Rock?
Oh boy, yes. Over the years, I've heard enough crap to like put a mountain in San Diego. I tell you.
Hold on, one more person. Let me hit Larry Hodges. Let me set the record straight about Larry Hodges. Larry Hodges, Larry is an overall nice guy, good guy, whatever. Except for he's a self-righteous prick. He preaches like he acts like he's a monk or a minister, and then he tell lies. He sets himself up on a fucking pedestal. I'm like, hey Larry, I'm just gonna hold you to the standards that you say you are and what you want. And if he can hold himself to these standards, good for him. I never pretended to be a fucking priest or a monk. People ask you, hey, that guy in a wheelchair, he's an ass? I say, yep, that's me. Not a problem with that. I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. Most of the shit that you hear about me, I'll tell you, it's all true. So you don't have far to go to look for standards with me. I don't pretend to be anything, so fuck it. That's the way I see it. So, but not him. He wanted to set himself on a pedestal, on a mountain, so I was happy to help bring that mountain down.
Now, what do you think about his science fiction writing?
Oh God, thank God he's gone. I hope he does well in China. Good riddance. I wish Sherry would fucking leave behind him.
Now, what do you have? Do you have some problems with Sherry too?
Well, look what she's done to our support. She's fucking killed us. We no longer get USOC support. I mean, when she came in, we was getting $500,000 a year. Now she's here, we're getting $3,000 a year for support. But why should we blame her? She's only the figurehead, right? She's the president. When shit goes good, she takes the credit for it. So why shouldn't she take the blame for when it's like rotten right now? Our national team has no support. They don't do any traveling or training. We have no training center. How do you expect for us to get any better? Oh, just show up a week before a tournament? Good job, Sherry. You keep up the good work. Good job.
My battery's dead.